Hello YouTube, Komodo Gaming here, bringing you another episode of Scrap Mechanic. Today we are going to build a car hauler. This was a request. I've seen it in the comments, so I figured this sounds like a good idea, and I think it's something that definitely I want to try. I'm going to start out here with the diesel. I'm going to change it up. You can see my tow truck in the background. It's not going to look like that. I want one of the flat diesels, the ones with the big flat fronts. So let's start out there, and I'm going to make the grills point straight up. The trailer itself is going to be a real challenge. I don't want a trailer that's permanently connected to the diesel. I want to be able to detach it, so I need to come up with some sort of system that's going to allow me to do that. Let's see how wide. I know we're a little wide on one side here. Let's go ahead and shave that side off. Also, for this diesel and trailer, I'm going to try to use a different material. I used wood and metal on the last, or wood and this kind of silver metal for the outlines on the last one. I think I'm going to use I think they call it the stair railing block. It's the yellow block here. I'm going to use that for the body. It's going to come with some issues in itself. I think it's a medium, or it's not quite the heaviest block, but it is a heavy block, so that's going to pose some challenges. I saw the update. The Scrap Mechanic tweeted it out. They have an update coming, I think maybe this week at some point, that looks like it's going to have the paint tool. So I'm no longer going to have to worry about like different materials. I can make stuff out of wood and keep it light, but I can actually paint it and make it look good. So I'm really excited for that, because that's going to bring a whole new element to the builds. So I'm just can't tell you how excited I am for that update. So anyways, let's continue up here. I'm going to surround the grill with the metal outline. I'm going to try to keep it fairly short on the diesel build. I really kind of want to go into detail with the trailer build. The trailer itself is going to be really easy to build. It's going to be the mechanism that's going to hitch it, and then I'm going to need like some sort of ramp system. That way I can drive some vehicles up on it and haul them around. But anyways, this is the yellow block I was talking about, or gold block, whatever you want to call it. It's a fairly heavy block, but it looks good. I mean, it's a cool material to use. I want something that varies. I like color in my build, so we're gonna use this and go ahead and round off the bumper here. I might make the bumper a little longer. I'm seeing some of these pictures where these flat front diesels have really huge bumpers, so we might go down one on it. I'm not 100% sure. But anyways, I'm going to skip around. I don't think I'm going to do any montage in this video. It's just going to be parts of me building the trailer and building the diesel here. And then, of course, towards the end of the video, we'll test it out and make sure it all works. So, let's see. Let's go ahead and start coming up on the wall here. The cabs on these set really high, it seems. So might have some difficulty jumping in and out of it. We'll figure out a system to do that. But let's go ahead and surround this, and I'll probably cut this part up a little bit, and we'll show you what I need to show you here. So let's go ahead and do this. Is that going to be wide enough for a window? Oh, that one block's bothering me also. Well, yeah, that'll work. Yeah, this front's gonna look pretty cool. I'll add some probably lights up at the top and some horns. Gotta have the horns, like the one time the horn block actually comes into, like it's actually useful. It's like, yeah, I've got a diesel, I gotta have some horns. I did extend the bumper down, as you can see. Everything looks good there. I put a temporary suspension in. I don't think it's gonna last. I just needed something to kind of tell where the wheel wells were. We're gonna do a little trim here at the top, and we'll set our lights and horns up here and get that taken care of. I'm really excited. I really just kind of want to get the diesel done with, because I really want to just go to the trailer. That's gonna be the fun part of this build. I've built diesels before. This is no sweat. It's gonna be the trailer. It's gonna be the real challenge here. So let's go ahead and build those up and swing that back. I was thinking about doing maybe all the buttons from the cockpit, But I think I'm actually going to leave, as far as the trailer goes, it's probably going to have a couple buttons to activate the hitch. There's going to be I'm going to make some stands on it. That way the trailer will stand by itself. And there's going to be one for the ramp. Now, I thought about mapping it to the diesel itself, but I think that might cause problems because it's going to be like, you're going to go out of range. I don't know if it's actually possible. So I'm going to have all the buttons set towards the front of the trailer, and we'll map them all to that. In my head, I was like, oh, I think I'm going to map this to the truck, and I don't think that's possible. So here, this looks like about where the side step would be. Interesting. I don't wonder if I'm going to have too much weight here in the front. This is going to be a lot. I might be able to counter the weight in the back if I use metal blocks right around the hitch. Because I didn't think about that. With this being a flat front diesel, all the weight's basically in the front. I might even move the motors back. I might be able to hide the motors. The motor placement's not really that important. It's just a heavy block. I actually think it might do better right around the hitch. That way I can counter some of that weight in the back. I mean, of course, this is what I get for using a heavy material, but I love the way it looks. I mean, this diesel looks awesome. But, yeah, we'll do that. I think that'll be okay. We'll just kind of hide the motor. You won't really be able to tell where it is, so I've got to make sure I hook these doors up. I'm a little concerned. I've voiced this several times in my Scrap Mechanic videos. I'm concerned that I'm not going to be able to get out of this thing. I might have to cut a hole in the roof temporarily. There's something weird about Scrap Mechanic and where they eject your person, so I'm afraid I'm going to get stuck in the roof on this build, so I might have to cut a sunroof out on my diesel, which would look weird. Okay. I think that'll work. Right now I'm going to put a gas tank. It should have a gas tank on each side, so I think I'm going to kind of tuck this in a little bit. And then we'll move back. We should be almost ready to start on the hitch. And we'll get the back tires together. I think I'm going to do dual tires. So that would be, let's see, 8 tires in the back. I don't like that. Looks like it hangs out a little too much. So let's cut a little more off here. And then we'll set those tanks off in here. Should look good. Oh yeah. Yeah, that fits. But yeah, I'm going to do there'll be 8 tires in the back, and I'll definitely have like that off-road suspension in the back. You're going to have a lot of travel with that once that trailer weight kind of sinks down on it, so that'll work. But I'm still trying to think of how I'm going to do this hitch system. I've got an idea. Normally, I made a little bit of a mistake, and I counted in the trucks an even number of blocks, so that's going to be a little bit of a problem. So I'm going to have to make like a hitch system that's going to be made out of 2 blocks. I'm thinking the circle blocks should be able to turn, so I just need something to dip down and lock kind of into place and just be, circular. That way, once I start turning, the blocks will not get caught on each other. It's a little hard to explain. I think once I actually start to put it together, you'll actually see what I'm talking about here. So let's go ahead and close this back compartment off, and we should be ready to go to start the tires in the back. There we go. A couple more here. Okay. Let's see. I forgot something. I want to go ahead and show you. This is something simple. Anybody would be able to do this. Just I need to put some mufflers on this. I mean, it's got to have some sort of exhaust, and also I think I could place something up here in the front for make it look like I at least have some rear views. Sometimes it's just those little touches on these vehicles that really make them. So, God, that looks awesome. I'm happy with the way that looks. I just hope it actually functions. Probably have to give it a test drive before we start building the trailer. Make sure everything's good to go here. Also, like I said, the front suspension is temporary. I think I'm going to have to stiffen it up. It's it's going way too far up in the wheel well right now, so I don't think it's going to handle very well. So we'll start on that probably next. Okay. If I stick these together, that should give me enough wheel on each side. I shouldn't be poking out. At least I don't think I'm going to. Let's go ahead and build this out. Make sure I've got the right piping here. I'm also going to have to add, like I said, I'm going to have to add some metal blocks back here. I'm a little concerned with the weight, so we're going to have to definitely counter it. And I think I'm going to move the motors back here too and kind of hide them. I mean, you're not going to be able to tell that there's not like the motors are up there in the cab opposed to being back here, so I don't think it's really going to be an issue. So let's grab our big off-road suspension here and go ahead and place them. And another problem I just thought of, I hope this doesn't get in the way of the hitch and the system that I have to build. I think I can get around it. I really think it's actually going to be over this. I guess once I start placing these extra metal blocks, I'll be able to see where kind of the weight's going to transfer and where I need to build this hitch, because not really sure how many metal blocks I'm going to need back here. Hopefully this doesn't turn out bad, because I've come a long ways for this to go bad as far as the diesel. Also, I'm going to go ahead and build the fenders back and kind of cover these back tires a little bit. So, thinking something like this. From the picture I'm seeing here, it's really not. It doesn't go over that far, so I'm thinking maybe just 2 layers of blocks here should be fine. Okay. Suspension-wise, up here in the front, I originally had the big off-road spring. I think we're going to go with the, I'm not really sure what the spring's even called. Maybe like a street or stock spring, or I'm not really sure. But this is the smaller spring. I don't want as much travel in the front. Still looks like it's laying down on it. Maybe I should add one more piece of pipe here, kind of act as a little bit more of a stop. I need a little bit more clearance, so maybe add one piece of pipe on each of these. It kind of looks odd that there's nothing really under the hood, but I really cannot afford any more weight on the front of this thing, so let's go ahead and place those on the side and hook them up, and we'll set them down. They should be good to go here. Make sure everything's hooked up here. Sorry if I sound a little tired. I'm half asleep here, but I really wanted to get this build done for you guys. I originally was going to do it or finish it tomorrow, but I think tonight I'm feeling good enough that I'm gonna get it done. Do this because, like I said, the channel's been doing really well. So I feel like it almost puts you under a little bit more pressure. Like you feel like, you know, people are enjoying this. I need to definitely step it up and get some videos out there. So I'll go ahead and redo that. I actually think it was fine the way it was before. I just looked at it again and it looked like it had too big of a gap. So we're going to try it this way and see if it works. I mean, it sets on the fender, or it sets in the wheel well a little too much. I think it might be. It's very possible it's going to drag, but I don't know. Let's try it. Oh, never mind. Oh, that works actually pretty good. It lifts up a little bit, so it's really not hitting as much as I thought it was. It might actually have a little bit too much power, but well, probably not. Be honest with you, we're going to be hauling a big trailer, so I think we're going to definitely need the power here. But diesel-wise, this is probably about where I need to be. Of course, I had to cut a hole in the sunroof. If you see me hop out, it's just a problem right now. Hopefully they fix that and we can make it to where my vehicles are a little bit more normal as far as getting out. Let's shape this wheel well a little bit more. But the diesel, I mean, it looks cool. I like these flat front diesels. No, I screwed that up. Let's add one more, and that should be good. Probably add some brake lights back here. But other than that, we're ready to start on this trailer, and that's really going to be the challenge. Hopefully nothing goes wrong. If not, I can always, of course, just use this as like a diesel build, but I've kind of already done that, so really don't want to repeat the same thing. I could always probably find something else to do with this if, say, this doesn't work. At least I have a cool diesel out of it. I mean, you always gotta look at the positive. But alright, let's get this thing moved over and we'll start on this trailer and get it going. Okay, guys. Something bad happened. Scrap Mechanic freaked out. I lost a whole lot of footage. I built the trailer. I put a car on the trailer. I started driving. And the game freaked out. It crashed. I had stopped there for a second after I built the diesel, and then I started back up to start the trailer. And it just screwed up. I mean, the game crashed, and then I went to go see if I can retrieve my footage, and it wasn't there. I had built all this trailer. I mean, I got it. This is almost done. I've got some fender work I need to do. Well, apparently the ramp's even screwed up. The ramp used to open, and now it's morphed into the body. I don't really know what to say. I mean, I think I know what the problem is. I think the car's the problem. The car's a loose item on there, and it just started to freak out. I could see the car moving around, and then the game crashed, and now I'm pretty heartbroken. I'm heartbroken that I'm not gonna get to show you that footage, but I'm gonna do my best and go over it here with you guys. First of all, I'm gonna get rid of the car, because the car, I believe, is what's doing this. At first I thought maybe it was the trailer interacting with the diesel, because nothing's actually hooked up and there's a lot of things in motion, but I do believe it's the car. Unfortunate about the footage here, but anyways, this is the ramp system I started on. Now we clear it. I need to fix the actual ramp part of the little slope, and I was going to make it to where I could ramp up to the top and the bottom, so you can have like the dual layer of cars. This ideal is still a good ideal. It's kind of when Scrap Mechanic gets its stuff together. With it being in early access right now, there's still these little bugs I see on their Twitter account all the time of people having game save problems and issues. So, I mean, it's just something you have to deal with. But anyways, there's the ramp system. I was going to have another ramp that would lead up to the second deck if you wanted to do that. And then you have this front deck. These little blocks back here are kind of temporary. Like, they were just kind of keeping the car from moving too much. And apparently the game didn't like that. So we're going to get rid of this car. This was just to show you guys that, hey, this works. You know, I can park a car up here, and it's okay. Trailer-wise, it works flawlessly. There might be a thing or two I need to change, but the hitch system I want to show you that I designed, it works good. So if any of you guys want to do this for a diesel or something that you guys are putting together, if you want to look at this is a pretty good system here. Okay, let's back up here. I want to show you the system in motion. You kind of have to be careful here and line up just perfect. Let me hop out here. So you hit the switch, this bar comes down, and it's a little hole in there. It kind of grabs, but these back stands here will fall forward, and it pushes the trailer down just a little bit, and it kind of locks it in there. But it still gives it enough like freedom to where it can turn. So I can still turn left and right, and it turns in there actually really well. It doesn't get stuck. I see a little bit of frame rate drops. I think it's something to do with the physics. Of course, I could have a little too much stuff on the map. But trailer-wise, if this is a design that works. If anybody ever wants to use this design, I mean, it turns. It works really good. I just got a controller back there controlling the stand and the hitch part, but it's actually a really good design. I mean, I could do something else with this trailer. I can close the sides and just use it to store things, but in my head, it's a car hauler. Okay, I just had to make a slight adjustment here. The diesel and the trailer were touching a little too much, and Scrap Mechanic didn't like that. And, I'm still getting a little bit of weird frame rate issues, but, I don't know. Anyways, it's probably going to about wrap it up for this video, guys. This trailer design, the video is not going to turn out the way I wanted, and I do apologize for that. I didn't want to lose the footage, but at least I have a working trailer. I'm not sticking cars on it because Scrap Mechanic says no about that right now. So, I can always do something else with the diesel or whatnot, but I've got a working system, so I'm happy with that. But anyways, there's my racetrack over there that's coming up in future builds. I'm still working on it. If you'd like to comment, give me new suggestions. I love reading through the comments, taking on new challenges here. If you'd like to like the video, subscribe, everything helps. We're going to have a channel update coming up. I got a screwed up side of the diesel there. It looks a little bad right over there. But I got a channel update coming out. We are on the verge, if not, by the time this video was released, we should have 500 subscribers. So I'm ultra thankful for that. Here's the trailer unhooking itself. Might as well show that. But anyways, suggestions. We have trying to get as many episodes out as possible, and that should about wrap it up. So we'll see you guys next time.